In many ways, golf drivers are like superheroes in the sense that they all have their own unique superpowers. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Titleist TS2 driver and see what superpowers it has and how it can help you with your game. In this first video, we're going to be looking at the TS2 model. Titleist have been marketing this a little bit differently to what they usually would do with a driver. I wouldn't say they've gone full on tailor-made, but they're sort of moving in that direction. One thing Titleist are good at though is making a driver that looks like a Titleist driver. If you took out the branding and somebody asked you what it was, I dare say most people would say that it was a Titleist. So they've continued their theme of the all dark head, which I really do like. But when I first got it in my hands, it did remind me of a particular driver going back 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago maybe, the TaylorMade Super Tri. And that is a massive compliment because that driver was exceptionally good looking. I think that's probably one of the best looking drivers that TaylorMade ever produced. The recommended retail price for this driver is £500, so that's quite a lot of money for one golf club. The £500 price tag is going to divide people, I would think. Some people are going to be able to not only afford that, but justify that expense on a new club. And some people are just going to see that that's just far too much. And if you see my last video on the Cobra F7, you can get a lot of modern technology for about £160, £170. So that was basically my first impressions of the club when I first received it. But now let's take a little bit more of a deeper look at some of its features. Driver manufacturers have been making the crown thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner every year. Now the reason for this is to take weight out of the top of the head so that they can relocate that weight somewhere else, somewhere that's deemed a little bit more beneficial to the golfer. If the crown gets any thinner, they'll actually take it off. In fact, I'm fairly sure a manufacturer has done that before. Titleist are claiming that this club head and the way that it's designed reduces drag by 20%. That is a massive number, especially when I can't even imagine how many thousands and thousands, millions of dollars have gone into research on their previous models. They've been able to jump 20%. Whoever came up with that design deserves a pay raise. This Titleist driver has got an ultra thin face. They all have these days really, so how much thinner can this face get and stay within the legal requirements? But it's not about how far the driver goes on the centre hits. There's not really a great deal that any manufacturer can do about that. It's always been about the off-centre hits, so Titleist are claiming that the off-centre strikes are going to gain those extra few yards. Because of that ultra thin crown, they've been able to redistribute the weight, which is basically what it's for. That's why they're making the crown so light, so they can shift the CG usually further back and lower down in the head. That will usually make the driver much more forgiving for those mid to high handicap players. So looking at those technological benefits, it does appear as though Titleist are trying to push themselves into that mid to higher handicap player range, but with the aesthetics, they're certainly not trying to lose that lower end as well. The TS2 driver comes with 4 stock standard shafts, each of which actually sound like superheroes. First up, we have the hazardous smoke. The hazardous black smoke 60 is actually the lead model in the range. It offers a low to mid launch and a low spin. There is also an 80 gram option if that is your thing, and that comes at no extra upcharge. Next in the lineup we have the Tensai AV Series Blue 55. This lightweight Tensai shaft offers mid, spin and launch characteristics. And it also has something quite special. It has the SFW system. This shaft actually claims that it can lower fade spin. Now the next shaft actually sounds like a weapon a superhero would have. We have the Kura Cage Black. And this is the Dual Core 50 model. Mitsubishi claim that this is an ultra lightweight shaft which is going to give us high launch characteristics and sort of mid-range spin, and it also has the SFW system designed to reduce fade spin. Now if Even Flow and Project X don't bring comics to mind, I don't know what will. This shaft is claiming to give us a really low launch and low spin characteristics. The T1100 technology gives us a really stiff fibre tip, and if you want to go super heavyweight with this, you can get an 85 gram option, and that also comes with no extra upcharge. All of these shafts feature the SureFit hosel. This system gives a fitter 16 different loft and lie combinations, which is going to help you dial in your ball flight. So there we have the 4 different shaft options, all just sounding that little bit like a superhero. Hopefully they perform that way. So on paper the Titleist TS2 certainly appears to be business, but will it actually perform out there on the golf course? Well, that's going to be coming up in my next video. That video is going to be coming out this Wednesday night. To make sure that you see that video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a big thumbs up. I'll see you all again soon.